Hey, for this Kings team. As you know, there's been another move as the Kings have picked up Jake LaRavia from Memphis Grizzlies. They have traded Alex Len, Colby Jones, and a second round pick as part of the multi-team trade. We'll break that all down, get into it. You can take your phone calls as well if you want to join us on 800-920-1140. Hi, Flyer. How are you back at our studios? I wish it were sunny. It's actually cloudy and a little drizzly. And I'll tell you, the flight from Sacramento to Long Beach wasn't a lot of fun today. With a bumpy ride, but we made it. We're all good. Speaking of bumpy rides, that was really bumpy last night, Henry. The debut of Zach Levine. We know it's one game. We'll, of course, give a mulligan. But that was tough last night for the Kings. They got absolutely beat up, particularly in that second half to the Orlando Magic, a team that hasn't scored 100 points many times of late. They put 130 on the board last night. Yep, and the game winner with De'Aaron passing it to Wemby to get the final free throw. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Yes. 42-23 was that third quarter. It was a 2-point game at halftime. To your point, 62-60. The game felt a lot like the Indiana game during that 5-game home losing skid. You know, when the Kings were tied with the Pacers and they ended up getting blown out by 27. It had a feeling like that last night. Yep. Yeah. 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 Yep. No doubt about it. That 1-2-3 punch of Wagner, Bankero, and Badate, I mean, combined, they went for 68 points in the game. They were pretty unstoppable. And just the way Orlando shot the basketball, it was just one of their nights. I mean, they were 57% from the floor. They were over 50% from three. They were 93% from the line. They're not going to have another number like that again. But again, it did show where the Kings are going, no doubt about it. Yeah. He was having too much fun out there, no doubt. And that's the whole thing that Doug has been trying to build the home court chemistry. And obviously, he's done a great job with it. Last night, an exception. Coming off the 6-game road trip, they say that first game back is always tough. You throw into the mix, you've got a trade of your franchise player. You're bringing in Zach LaVine. You're starting him right away. There was a lot going on there, Henry. There's no excuses in the NBA, but those are the facts.
Check 1, 2, check.
Yeah, it was a terrible loss, no doubt about it. Zach LaVine, first thoughts just seeing him in a Kings uniform. Obviously, the crowd was great last night. They were so hyped. They gave him a tremendous ovation when he was announced in the starting lineup. The crowd was ready to go nuts. Unfortunately, they just didn't have anything to go nuts about. Yep, and I agree with that for sure. We're going to see Valanciunas tonight. He's going to suit up against the Blazers. We'll see how much he plays against a very athletic Blazer roster. That might be a different issue. But to your point, the Kings got tonight, Saturday. They've got 3 more games before the break. The challenge, of course, Henry, is no doubt during the break they're going to have a chance to acclimate once they get back and put some things in and all of that good stuff. The problem is, of course, we're 50 games into the year right now. They're struggling for a play-in situation. By no means can they limp into the All-Star break. Yeah. No doubt. And maybe the toughest thing last night was Malik Monk getting in that foul trouble. He picked up that 4th foul early in the 3rd quarter, immediately picked up a 5th foul. He was only able to play 25 minutes last night. It wasn't his best game. And obviously, when you're down at the point, you're relying on Malik a lot just to get 25 minutes from him. That was tough. Yeah. No doubt. And obviously, the Magic team had only won 1 of 10 coming into that game. We know the Magic team is better. We're still missing Mo Wagner, so they're not completely healthy, but you can see what Orlando is going to be with Wagner and Banchero. You get Mo back into the action. I mean, this is a pretty good up-and-coming team in the East. We know that. Yes. No doubt about it. And that's been really the talking point about the Kings, what we've been discussing all season long. Not enough length, not a lot of versatility. The trade deadline is over. We know what the Kings roster is going to be for the remainder of the year. We know it will include Jonas Valanciunas, Jake LaRavia. When we come back, we'll get into the thoughts. Did the Kings do enough to kind of take on the situation up front, which obviously was a big problem last night against the Orlando Magic. Game night is underway. Game night is always being brought to you by Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. Check out their full line of luxury vehicles at mbofstockton.com. More game night right here, Sacktown Sports, 1140. Who is it? What's it? Oh, okay. I might.
This one? Nope. Somewhere over here. I don't know who's controlling.
Okay.
Which one? This one?
Why would you let it go?
You play No Guts, No Glory by
I'm just curious.
I don't know how to find a marketing person. Marketing. Got you guys with 50 push-ups.
I see. Gotcha. Welcome back into game night. Scott Marshall along with the high flyer Henry Turner. Getting you ready for Kings and Trailblazers tonight. Portland's a red hot team. A team that, if they keep playing like this, might get themselves back into play-in contention. We'll talk about that later on in the show. But right now, we want to get into the question we kind of threw out before going to the break. And that was, did the Kings do enough here in the before the trade deadline to take care of some of the big man considerations, some of the things on the defensive end? We know Jonas Valanciunas is going to eat up a lot of space. He is going to help, no doubt about it. 7'1", 260 pounds. We've seen what he can do. We've lived it firsthand against our team. Jake LaRavia, another guy who is really known for being long and defensive oriented, not necessarily a huge athletic guy, but a guy who is a dog on defense, wants to get after it, wants to rebound the basketball. In his time in Memphis this season, was averaging about 7 points a game. So, high flyer, I'll throw it out there. What do you think overall? Did the Kings do enough to compete on the glass? If the Kings had had these two players last night, would it have made any difference? Yep.
Where is it? What's your song request? What song did you want? Is it Queen?
Nope.
Then it's not gonna play.
You can find the King version or the King version.
Okay. Okay.
You heard that?
Uh-huh.
Is that the song that was just on your mixtape? Yes. I picked the song.
Yeah, so let's just catch everybody up on Jake LaRavia. I don't know if everybody's had a chance to see him play. He's been a rotation player with the Grizz. He's 23 years old, 6'8", 235 pounds. He's a forward. He came out of Wake Forest. He was the number 19 pick in the 22 draft. He appeared in 117 games over 3 seasons with the Grizz, averaging 7 points, 3 rebounds, nearly 2 assists, almost 19 minutes a game. Now, last year he averaged close to 11 points a game, but we know it was an injured-riddled Grizzlies team. Now with everybody back, understandably his point total has dipped to 7.3 points per game, but he's shooting 49% from the field, 44% from three-point range. Known as a dogged defender, plays hard and rebounds well. He can play both the small forward and the power forward positions. All of that courtesy of Jason Anderson, who wrote about him in the Sacramento Bee. I like what I'm reading about him. I've seen Jake LaRavia play. He's certainly a guy to help out, no doubt. He'll be in the rotation. Yeah, no doubt. There was no mystery that Alex Len was going to get moved and Valanciunas was signed. So no surprise there. Colby Jones also getting moved. I mean, he hasn't been used by Flyer. I think the Kings have hope that he would be a guy who they could count on a little bit. They drafted him high, of course, and he showed a couple of flashes, but really never really got a big time opportunity up in Sacramento. Just mainly down.
I had to turn it down.
Yeah, no doubt. He didn't have enough of an opportunity, and now he is no longer a Sacramento King. By the way, Kevin Huerter's moved around a couple of times since we talked yesterday as well. After Kevin Huerter was traded, he is now going to Cleveland. So, or excuse me, that's DeAndre Hunter. Not Kevin Huerter. Excuse me on that. DeAndre Hunter is going from the Hawks to Cleveland, and that's going to be a big upgrade for the Cleveland Cavaliers, who did a lot. We'll get into them in our next segment. Talk about the Cavs and Bucks, who made a couple of moves as well. Kind of get some thoughts around the league. Right now, let's go to the phone lines. I know Paul's been hanging patiently on. Paul, welcome to Game Night. How are you, my friend?
All right, 10 more minutes. What other song? What other song?
Y'all got 10 minutes till people come in.
Yep.
So we can play whatever.
Deb. Okay, it's gonna put.
No, actually, play real free.
One more song.
Play real. You don't gotta turn this off, but play real free. I was young. Yeah, don't play the clean version though.
That's a fair point, Paul. We appreciate the phone call on that. I have to say, watching Fox run the pick and roll with Lundy at the time I got to see my game last night, you know there's going to be something special there.
Waiting on that one.
It's an interesting. Did you kind of log in? Yep. You know, I don't know if he wanted to be the alpha or not. We know he had the ability certainly to be the alpha. We saw him put up 60 in a game, a franchise record. So no doubt the talent is there. The mentality all the time, I don't know. obviously the clutch points spoke a lot to it. Yeah, that is very true. All right, Foxes in San Antonio. Let's focus in on this Kings team. It was rough offensively last night, no doubt about it. We talked about maybe there not needing to be a ton of time for these players to pick it up. Levine has played with DeRozan. Do we feel like after last night it might take a little longer than we thought? I mean, Orlando played a great game, no doubt about it. They were ready to go after that big losing streak. They could have finished. There's no other way. All right. No doubt. All right, let's take a break. When we come back, we will go around the league. Henry, we'll get your thoughts. Everything is all done now. The trade deadline is over. We'll get some evaluations when we come back. It's game night. It's brought to you by
Insights of Power Business Technology. Experience for yourself the power of working family. Power copiers can come together. Waiting for Power BZ. Go to powercopiers.com.
Game night right here.
Sacktown Sports 1140.
Did you miss any part of our live local shows? Don't worry, you never have to miss them again. Check out sacktownsports.com and search our podcast page and play our shows when you want. The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Styles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys. Plus, other podcasts like Return of the Empire, Return of the Roar, the Stingers Up podcast, and Golf to Go with Frank LaRosa.
They're all available right now on sacktownsports.com.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Folsom Lake Kia.
I'm meteorologist Heather Waldman in the KCRA3 Weather Center. A couple of showers left over on Friday morning, otherwise plenty of dry time. Temperatures starting in the lower 40s, ending in the mid-50s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA News and the KCRA app.
Coach Christie here with the winning play for you. Shop Folsom Lake Kia right now for low payments and zero down deals with approved credit. Go see my friends and upgrade your ride today or shop FolsomLakeKia.com.
Okay, guys, who is done with their Valentine's Day shopping? What are you waiting for? Stop putting off your Valentine's Day shopping and go to Prestigio Jewelers today.
She's right. Prestigio Jewelers has everything you need for Valentine's this year. And you're approved guaranteed. No credit, bad credit, even bankruptcy? 6 months proof of income guarantees you a credit line of $400 to $10,000. Time is running out. Make this a Valentine's Day she'll never forget. Visit one of our showrooms today or online at prestigiojewelers.com.
Meanwhile at Xfinity. Okay, huddle up. Do you realize how many fans stream basketball? It's madness.
But real fans stream with Xfinity Internet.
Totally. We've engineered the fastest connection.
With reduced buffering and low lag.
'Cause making streaming better is what we do!
Yeah!
Yeah!
Can we let go now? It's really not a huddle with two people.
Switch to Xfinity Internet and stream live sports from the best seat in the house. Bring on the good stuff. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Actual speed vary. Not guaranteed.
Toyota's President's Day sales event is on. Shop the industry's best lineup of SUVs at your Toyota dealer today. Get low financing on RAV4 or check out the spacious Grand Highlander Hybrid, adventure-ready Land Cruiser, or the all-new 38 MPG Toyota Crown Signia. Every new Toyota includes Toyota Care, 2 years of complimentary scheduled maintenance. Don't miss Toyota's President's Day sales event. Hurry in before it ends and drive home a great deal. Toyota, let's go places. Offer available through TFS to buyers with premium rated credit. Offers end 3/3/25.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Saline from Vicks.
Sinex Saline nasal spray.
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Saline instantly clears everyday congestion associated with colds and year-round allergies with a gentle, ultra-fine mist that's no mess and easy to control.
Daddy, we
need more balloons.
On it.
Enjoy life's important moments without congestion. Try Sinex Saline from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Welcome back to the game night right here, Sacktown Sports, 1140. Scott Marshall on High Flyer. And you ready for the
Kings and the Blazers. Looking at the Western Conference standings right now, the Kings are tied with Phoenix and Golden State. All 3 teams are at 500. The Mavs, who are in Boston right now, a half game ahead of those 3 teams at 26 and 25. The T-Wolves 28 and 23. Those are the teams on the outside looking into the playoffs. The Clippers currently in 6, 28 and 22. As we go down the conference standings, the Trailblazers 22 and 29, but they have won 9 of their last 10, 5 straight. They are making a move. They are playing well. We'll break it all down in the next half hour. But first, let's go around the league. Henry, today was not nearly as climactic as the last 3 days were along the NBA. In no way could it have been either. Obviously, what happened Saturday night in the wee hours with Luka and AD stole the show early in the week. Nothing was going to surpass that. The Fox deal was probably the second largest deal going. We had multiple other ones. Jimmy Butler, that's still waiting to become official, I believe, but that certainly sent shockwaves around the league with him heading to Golden State. Today, the Suns traded Nurkic to the Hornets to get Caleb Martin back in return. So Phoenix, a team that was looking to do some major things, Henry, they didn't really end up doing that much.
Yeah, I was wondering were they going to be able to get up off of KD because, it was rumblings out, of course, in the air that they were shopping him and they were trying to, get suitors. But, it's going to take a lot to get a guy such as Kevin Durant.
No doubt. And speaking with Durant now, how does that end up playing out in Phoenix? I mean, kind of a letdown. They were obviously trying to get Jimmy Butler, do something massive to turn their season around. It doesn't feel like they did that.
That was like kind of the situation that we had going on here when, we were trying to mull over, okay, do you trade Fox now or do you wait? You've got a player that's on your roster that's a major part of what you do, and you expect him to go out and, try to help this organization win, but still all in the back of his mind, he knows that you're trying to move on from him. You're trying to trade him. You're trying to get away from him.
No doubt. As we mentioned in the last break, the Cavs end up landing DeAndre Hunter, who I think is an exceptional player from the Atlanta Hawks. The Hawks are breaking things up. They moved Bogdanovich as well to the Clippers. So the Hawks are kind of in breakup mode, which is interesting because they were playing pretty decent basketball there. But let's break down the first one. First, DeAndre Hunter to the Cavs. We know the Cavs have the best record in the East. Does that trade put them over into a stratosphere where they can actually compete against the Celtics and get out of the East into the NBA Finals?
Well, I actually thought that they were already in that stratosphere, Scott.
Yeah.
They're playing great basketball. When you have a team with such magnitude as the Cleveland Cavaliers, you can pick and choose exactly what you need. If you just need a stand-up shooter in the corner, you can go get that guy. If you need a facilitator, you can go get you a point guard to facilitate. If you need a big guy just to block shots, you can go out and you can get that. So, seeing that they went out and got him, he has exactly the skill set that they think they can need to where they can help them get over the hump with Boston.
I think they think he's a guy who could guard Jason Tatum or Jaylen Brown for a little bit, right?
And probably that's going to be his main thing. It's like, we need you for when we play against Boston to be able to guard one of those two.
Yep, no doubt. All right, how about the Bogey trade? Heading out west, he'll be with the Clippers. What does that do for the other LA team?
You know what? It might help them offensively at the 3-point line. You know, we know what type of player Bogey is. He's been here. We've watched him in Atlanta. He's a 3-point threat. You know, he's a guy that you can't leave, and you know, he's not going to do too much for you on the defensive side. But I tell you what, when you got guys like James Harden who can break guys down one-on-one, drive and kick, Bogdanovich is a guy that you want to be catching and shooting.
Yeah, and he can hit some key shots. We know he can hit some game winners. We saw that at Golden One Center. All right, let's go around the league a little bit. You've got the Mavs in Boston. No AD tonight, but the Mavericks right now putting it to the Celtics on their home floor, 90-72. Interesting right there, because we know that a lot of heat being leveled at the Mavericks front office right now. The Dallas fans aren't happy with the move at all, letting go Luka. But, you know, this Mavericks team, you know, they might be a team that rallies, and when they get AD around, they can become a real force in the Western Conference.
You know, Scott, I was never a big-time Luka fan. You know, I never liked his game. I respected it, no doubt, but I never did like his game. I think with AD being on that squad, they got a better, more well-rounded game. It's not a situation to where you just give Luka the ball and watch him dribble, and create. I think you can truly have a team-type focus to where you're running team sets and having team plays in order to win.
No doubt. And the other part of it, too, it allows Kyrie Irving to even shine a little bit more. It puts Klay Thompson back into the starting lineup as well. And that'll be real interesting, because I think Dallas definitely in the near term has upgraded what they're doing and maybe could compete with Oklahoma City. We'll see about that. Right now, other games going on in the association. You have the Rockets and the Timberwolves tied at 59. Julius Randle still out for the T-Wolves. Later on tonight, Orlando, they go to Denver. So they get high flyer. They get what the Kings had not too long ago, a second night of a back-to-back flying from Sacramento to Denver to take on the Nuggets. We'll see how they do tonight.
You know, Scott, that's why I said Sacramento couldn't cry about the situation, because it's more than just them that got to make that haul. You know, it's other teams that got to go up to Denver after a back-to-back.
It's one thing to take on the Kings front line. It's another thing to take on the Joker along with Michael Porter Jr. and the rest of the cast in Denver.
Oh, you got size matching up with size now. You know,
no doubt.
You got just enough strength and size as Denver do.
Yeah, for sure. All right, the marquee game tonight. Everybody waiting to see this: Warriors and Lakers. There will be no Luka. He will be on the bench, so he'll be in the building. He won't play. They're saying his debut won't be this weekend. It'll be Monday night against Utah. They want him to have some 5-on-5 practice because he's been out for a while. But you still have the showcase game. I do not believe Jimmy Butler will be playing in this one either. He is in the LA area, but as far as I know, unless something's come across, that trade still hasn't been made official by the NBA yet.
Okay, so Jimmy Buckets is in San Francisco.
Correct. So my understanding was he flew to San Francisco, had his physical.
Right.
But maybe flew back to LA. But I do not believe he is playing tonight.
Okay, got you. Yeah, so he is with the team, but he won't be able to play.
Correct. And that game is in LA.
Oh, nice.
Tonight. It's at crypto.com. So, but anytime you've got Curry and LeBron going after it, it's always going to be a marquee game. We understand that.
For sure.
And then, the Pacers are also at home tonight. They're taking on the Clippers. So it's a night where you've got two teams, both LA teams at home. Interesting there. As the Pacers, they stayed pretty much pat during the trade deadline, but they're a team that's been playing great basketball. I don't think they needed to make a trade at 28-21.
I thought somebody said that Turner got traded off of Indiana.
Miles Turner?
Yeah.
I'll have to look that up. I do not see that right here.
Yeah, maybe.
But that would be a big trade for sure.
Right. Maybe it was wrong.
No, we'll check. We will do our fact gathering on that one. So, Ramsey, I heard you speak. If you want to say it out on the air, go right ahead.
Miles Turner did not get traded.
Okay,
did not. I didn't think he had either. Yeah, I had not heard that, but I appreciate you confirming that one. So you've got that game going on, and of course we've got Kings and Blazers as well. Let's break down this Portland team right now. I mean, they're red hot, Henry, and this is a team that blew out the Kings up in Portland earlier in this year, and they really have some great young talent on this team. Shaden Sharp, of course, Scoot Henderson is coming off the bench. Anthony Simons is coming into his own. This is a loaded team. They're young, but maybe they found themselves a little bit sooner than people thought they might.
You know, Scott, I see, Chauncey Billups being in the same type of boat as Ime Udoka down there in Houston. He got a bunch of young talent, starting to get these guys to play at a very high level, getting these guys to buy into what he's selling. They're starting to have some productivity out there on the floor. Now, I don't know how much noise Portland's going to be able to make this year because, we're over halfway done. But I will say this, just like the Houston Rockets, we see it now. Next year, they're going to be a terror.
Yeah, no doubt. And it's interesting because, they didn't really move any major pieces themselves. A lot of people thought Jeremy Grant was on the move, but he stays pat. DeAndre Ayton, another one who thought could be on the go. So they've got some real pieces along with some real talent. And for the time being, at least they're buying into all of that.
Right. And when you start having success on the basketball floor, Scott, it changes everything. You start seeing the best out of your players. So, Chauncey Billups just has been struggling for the last first couple of years. He's been in Portland, but he's put in the work. He put in the work. He's got the young guys there, and the young guys understand and they're believing in what he's saying, and they're starting to enjoy the fruits of their labor.
No doubt. You've got Henderson and Sharp coming off the bench. Both of those guys gave 17 apiece in the win on Tuesday night. That was against the Pacers. They had back-to-back home wins. They beat Phoenix on Monday night in overtime, followed up with the win against Indiana. As we said, they've won 9 of 10. And maybe one of the best offseason acquisitions they made was Denny Advia.
Mm-hmm.
That was a good free agent signing. He's really contributed for them.
Right. I mean, just playing great overall basketball. It didn't start out that way. Nobody's seen this coming, but this is NBA basketball. You get a chance. You get a chance to see guys grow. Get a chance to see guys mature as players. And like I said, with a guy like Chauncey Billups, he's got them playing good.
Yeah, he does, and certainly the Blazers 22-29. They've got 31 games left. What do you think here? Western Conference, they're 4 games back in the loss column of a play-in situations behind the Kings, Suns, and Warriors. Are they still within striking distance? They'd have to get past San Antonio as well.
I mean, Scott, anything is possible, bro. Think about it. They just won 9 out of 10 and played some very good teams, all right? Quality wins.
Yeah.
So, let's say we're not going to lose our minds, but let's say out of the next 10, they go 6 for 10 or 7 for 10. That puts them back in the mix.
No doubt. Let's just put it this way. Top 6, if you got to get into a top 6 position in the Western Conference, you're probably looking at a minimum of 45 wins, maybe 46 or 47 perhaps.
You know what?
Play-in Go ahead.
I was going to go higher than that, Scott. I mean,
could be 48, right?
I honestly think anywhere to 48 to 50. That's going to be the magic numbers right there.
Okay, I'll buy that. How about a play-in situation, a top 10? How many wins?
That's where you start talking about 45. But I think 48 to 50 gets you in that last spot.
All right, let's just use your number 45 as a barometer, and maybe it's lower, maybe it isn't, but if that were the case, the Blazers would have to go finish the year 23-8 to get into a play-in. Seems pretty lofty.
Yeah, they would have to go on a Herculean run, but hey, who would have thought they would have won 9 out of their last 10?
Nobody. Absolutely nobody. All right, when we come back, we'll break down what the Kings need to do tonight. Jonas Valanciunas will be in uniform for the Kings. How much will they use him tonight? Are we going to get to see the Dominator and Valanciunas on the court together? We'll break that down and a lot more. It's game night right here. Sacktown Sports, 1140. Game night
The
as
Sacramento
always.
Kings play here.
He's got the triple. Sacramento takes the lead.
I think, did we come back from the break? If we did, Game night being brought to you by the Big Brothers and Big Sisters of Sacramento. And again, if you're looking for a great cause in our community, you have a heart of service, you want to do something good for kids who could use an outside mentor from their household, Big Brothers Big Sisters is a great organization. You can find out more about them. Simply go to bbbs-sac.org. Again, that's bbbs-sac.org to find out all about it. Big Brothers Big Sisters of Sacramento. More of Game Night right after this.
The Sacramento Kings play here.
He's got the triple. Sacramento takes the lead. Outstanding ball movement by Sacramento.
Every triple, every jam, every Kings win.
Sabonis with the jam over the Joker. He's got the three-point shot.
Get your Kings fix all season long.
Right here on your home of the Sacramento Kings.
Here's a steal by Fox. The breakaway. He's got the rip with the left hand.
Sacktown Sports at sacktownsports.com.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Power Business Technology is proud to be a 100% independent, locally owned and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer since 2021. Contact us today for all your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at powercopiers.com.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning team of tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to end your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other IRS actions. Make sure you're getting the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima today for a free confidential consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Whitey here, reminding you that not all grills are created equal and every detail matters. Check out the new Napoleon Prestige and Rogue models and see the difference a Napoleon makes. Napoleon grills have features other grills can't match. They're built different, built better, built to last. Complete with a lifetime warranty and premium stainless steel, boasting absolute quality. Napoleon knows that the smallest details add up to make a big difference when curating your perfect grilling experience. Visit Green Acres Nursery today for your best selection of Napoleon grills and accessories.
Jackson Hewitt makes taxes feel like a yacht rock song.
Please, give me my biggest tax refund, please. You, me, and a lifetime accuracy guarantee.
And now get $100 just to try Jackson Hewitt. Does your tax person do that?
Say goodbye to that no guarantee tax guy.
Ready to sail through tax season? Go to Jackson Hewitt and you'll be
Reeling in the refund.
limited time offer for new clients. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. And now save 50% on the new Sleep Number limited edition smart bed. Plus free home delivery when you add a base. Ends Monday. Exclusively at a Sleep Number store near you. Learn more at sleepnumber.com.
Welcome back into Game Night right here, Sacktown Sports, 1140. Scott Marshall along with the high flyer, Henry Turner. It's time now for your Gingery and Hammer Associates injury report for tonight's contest. And one thing we can tell you, there really are no injuries to report on tonight. Obviously, Colby Jones, Alex Len, they're out. Their list is out, trade pending. So that trade has not been made official yet, but we do know that they have been traded. Jake LaRavia will be coming from the Memphis Grizzlies. He will not be in uniform tonight. As for the Blazers, Matisse Thybulle, who's been out for a significant period of time, will not be in uniform tonight for the Blazers. He's out with that ankle injury. All right, things to look for tonight, Henry. Valanciunas will be in uniform. It might be a tough matchup. We'll see. DeAndre Ayton's in the middle for the Trailblazers.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think we'll see much of Jonas tonight?
You know what? I bet we see some, because here's the deal. Whether he matches up well with DeAndre Ayton or not, this is the problem that the Kings have. Sabonis needs a rest. He can't play all the minutes. So there are going to be some minutes there for Valanciunas to play.
Yeah, I think so too. Will we see Valanciunas and Sabonis on the floor together tonight?
Now, that might be a question. I definitely don't have that answer. I think it would have to be a situation to where Portland is going big, very big, in order for you to see both of those guys on the floor at the same time.
No doubt. Obviously, it was a tough shooting night for Zach LaVine. He went 4 of 13 last night. He hadn't played for a while. He'd missed a couple of games with the birth of his child before coming here. Did the Kings do anything different or specific for Zach tonight to try and get him going?
No, just let him get acclimated. Zach is a guy that's going to be, he's going to be Zach. He's going to be scoring the basketball. He will get there. It's just the fact of he's got to get comfortable out there on the floor.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. It's an adjustment. As we talked about in Chicago, they run a lot of set offenses. They're a team that doesn't play with a lot of pace or tempo. Of course, Sacramento's looking to do that. So that is all part of the adjustment process.
Right. And, and it might be one of those situations, too, to where, okay, before you only had one guy that liked to slow down and run a methodical offense. Now you got two guys that can play in that methodical offense type scenario. So do the Kings slow it down, or do you want to try to acclimate both of those guys over to pushing the basketball?
It's a great question, and I think Doug Christie wants to play with pace and tempo, right? He's most concerned about the defensive intensity, but he wants to get out and run at the same time.
Yeah, no, I understand that, but you got to think you got two guys coming from the same situation of used to running a methodical type offense to where you come down, you call set plays. And set plays are ran. So, you might have to change up what you do a little bit because you got different horses in a whole new different race.
No doubt. In some sense, we're Chicago West now. It's interesting, their vice president of basketball operations came out and, because they didn't make any additional moves besides the LaVine trade. A lot of people criticizing the Bulls for not really getting anything back in return. His quote was, "We're committed to building a sustainable, competitive team. We're not okay with being in the middle. Curating a team that competes at the high level and to compete for a championship has been our goal." I think that probably left a lot of fans in the Windy City lacking or wanting a little bit more than just that.
Yeah, of course. When you see, Scott, we've been there. When your number one guy leaves, okay, it's a big deal. And then you're really salty with Sacramento because DeMar leaves and goes to Sacramento. And I'm pretty sure there's a lot of fans that wanted DeMar DeRozan in a Bulls uniform.
Right.
And now all of a sudden, when you come to trade deadline, they get the number one guy. And it's like, well, hold on, wait a minute. What's going on down here in Sacramento?
Right. And they basically got draft picks.
Right.
Basically. Interesting. All right. Well, the Kings tonight, we talked about it. Jeremy Grant, Shaedon Sharpe, Scoot Henderson, Kamara, they're all guys who average in double figures during this 10-game win streak. So really, Portland's getting it done in a multiple way. The Kings can't really focus in on one guy tonight.
No, they can't. And Portland is getting it done the same way the Kings would like to get it done. They're going up and down. They're pushing the basketball. They're not, just playing a half-court game. They're getting in transition, getting turnovers, getting deflections, and getting easy baskets.
Yeah, they are. This is a team that likes to run. And, the last time up in Portland, the Blazers really abused the Kings, just blowing by them to the basket. The Kings defense up top, the guard perimeter defense was not good in that game. It's going to have to be better tonight.
No doubt, Jace. No doubt, Scott, because, it was atrocious last night.
Yeah.
And the Kings are definitely going to have to turn that around, especially just on the energy and effort standpoint. They have to turn that around. It's imperative. You have to be able to stay with your guy at least 2 to 3 dribbles in the NBA. You just can't let guys get straight line drives to the basket. Players are much too talented and much too prone to scoring just to let guys go all the way to the basket uncontested.
Yep. All right. That's going to do it for game night. It's game 2 for Zach LaVine. It comes up in Portland against a team that's won 9 of 10. The Kings will try to slow down what's become a very good Trailblazers team. Second game up in the Rose City for the Kings, trying to get their first win of the year there. Henry, it's always great to work with you, and have a great call tonight.
Yes, sir.
All right. Jason Ross will be coming in next. They'll have Kings Live pregame. The High Flyer and Jason will be in the Sacktown studios. The G-Man's up at the Moda Center. He'll be chiming in, and he'll have the call tonight. 7 o'clock tip, Kings and Blazers. Keep it tuned all evening long. We've got you covered right here. Sacktown Sports, 1140.
Malik Monk plays here.
Started left, goes right, steps back, launches the 3. Nothing but net. Oh, that was just filthy. Oh, my, that was sweet.
Sacktown Sports is your proud home